Good evening. This is Giants Roundup on June 5th, and Bumgarner was back. Bumgarner's back, but the Giants didn't get the results they want. You can follow on Twitter, of course. Join the Crook and Kite page on Facebook, and most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. Bumgarner did not look too terribly bad tonight in his return for the Giants. 6 innings strong, 2 earned runs. The problem was Patrick Corbin was just a skosh better. He only gives up an earned run. He had a perfect game going until the 4th inning. And the Giants finally got on the board. But Goldschmidt was Goldschmidt tonight. Goes 3 for 4 on the Giants. Now has a 220 batting average. I think next time you just got to hit him in the ribs. Walk him or hit him in the ribs if he keeps doing this. Yeah, I got to learn to walk Paul Goldschmidt tomorrow. That's what Chris Stratton's going to have to do, but not too bad of a line for Bumgarner's return to the mound. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, ERA of 3. The problem was Corbin, 6 1/3, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. So that'll do it. Only allows 4 hits. But it could have been a lot worse. The Giants, though, did blow some golden opportunities in the 4th and 5th innings, in the 5th inning. But it started with the 2nd inning where Owings doubles to left to score Marte to make it 1-0. Then Negron scores Owings. It makes it 2-0. Then in the 5th inning, Brandon Crawford doubles to score the Mack truck to make it 2-1. And this is one of those moments too where they left the bases loaded. That is one where you needed to capitalize, and this one did come back to bite the Giants in the ass, because that ended up being a costly stranded runner. And then 3 for 10 with teams in poor scoring position. The left on base, this is not a good number tonight. The Giants stranded 11 runners tonight. That is not exactly a recipe for success. The DBacks, they had their own issues scoring runners too. Eight strand left on base. And this is why you lose. Plain and simple, if you can't score them, you're not going to win. And in the 9th, Lamb singles in a pinch hit. That scores Jared Dyson to make it 3-1. And Strickland, when he's not closing, it's just some reason he's worse when he's not closing games, or he blows a tie there. And then Boxberger comes into a save situation. And the Giants, Alan Posey with a single, Hansen scores a teaser run. Then after Hansen, Longoria gets on base, and no, not Longoria. No, McCutchen gets on base. He's thinking, well, there might be a chance. He got runners in first and second. Then Longoria grounds into an out, and dude, you got no walk-off tonight and more stranded runners there. And this is why you lose. When you strand runners, you lose games. And this was a little bit of a costly loss too. Now the Giants fall into 4th place at 30-31. They're 2.5 games back of Arizona. What's worse is the Dodgers leapfrogged them tonight after shutting out Pittsburgh. So the Giants definitely need to win this game tomorrow to keep pace before heading to D.C. And also a note of Tomorrow's game, it will only be seen on Facebook. It will not be seen on television tomorrow. Only be on air on Facebook. I know a lot of the fans are not crazy about Facebook's coverage of Major League Baseball, but it certainly is better than Joe Buck. It's still a work in progress. And I'm actually in support of seeing baseball getting away from the pay TV model, especially at a time when cord cutting is the new norm. So certainly social media is going to have a platform in broadcasting TV. Look at Giants Outsiders with Grant and with Grant Bisbee and Therese Vinal. Yeah, they do air on NBC Sports Bay Area, but you can definitely get a lot more interactive on Facebook Live, and Periscope sometimes. So there's a lot more interaction without having to pay for a subscription. So that's certainly one there. And then our across the bay, Brody Brazil, sometimes he does a little live session on Periscope, and he does a really good Q&A session on Periscope or a live chat session. And I enjoyed it when he did it after Sharks games. That he would come on air right when Teal Town USA would come off air. And certainly, this is a good way to interact. And that's the other fourth wall about social media streaming versus cable TV these is that the broadcasters actually can have some social interaction with the average Joe, and it makes for great conversation, good questioning, and maybe a better quality product. So certainly, I kind of miss seeing Brody Brazil do the late night shows. I know he's very busy with the Oakland A's games, but he's certainly a very nice, down to earth guy. So, and the fact that he does take a little bit of his time from his busy schedule with CSN California to interact with the fans is amazing. Yeah, Major League Baseball on Facebook, it's not good yet compared to cable TV, but it is a work in progress, and I see this being the future as this will continue to grow. So people are going to maybe have to embrace the only real downside to it is you're going to have choppy streams sometimes, and but also people are tired of paying. It's mainly also people don't want to pay for channels they don't watch anymore. Like how many men want to pay for Bravo? I mean, when I had cable, there was over 100 channels I would never watch, and I'm like, why would I pay for this when I only want to watch a handful of channels? So this is good by Major League Baseball to try to cater to cord cutting, and unfortunately, as much as the Giants are on CSN Bay Area and stuff, and in general with all these big cable contracts that the Major League Baseball teams pay for, I think this is going to become an antiquated model in the next 10 to 20 years as social media becomes the new platform for sports. Certainly ESPN Plus, that's really starting to catch on. And next year, the UFC, they're going to be a lot of their fight nights are going to be exclusively on ESPN Plus next year. And I certainly think this is where NBCSN is going to have to start looking at maybe making changes to their sports channel model in the Bay Area. but it's better than what it was 20, 25 years ago. I remember 25 years ago when Sports Channel came out, when you actually would have to pay an extra pay a subscription just to get Sports Channel. Back when the Sharks were in their infancy and stuff, and you would have to pay an extra $10 just to get Sports Channel. So I think the pay TV model of sports, it's going to change. It's time to embrace the change. Might mean a few less games on NBC Sports Bay Area with Kruk and Kite for the time being. But over time, I think this is the future. You're going to see a lot more nationally streamed games on Facebook and Twitter. And certainly you could see the NBA and NHL follow this model in the next few years. But it was nice to have Bumgarner back tonight. He went 82 pitches. That's definitely progress right there. I certainly think he'll be able to handle a 100 pitch load next game, in his next start. But also some other good news. Johnny Cueto looks like he's getting ready to start getting into some bullpen sessions. So hope springs eternal that we get Cueto into a rehab assignment in the coming weeks or so. Same thing with Jeff Samardzija. He's getting close to me to start playing catch, and hopefully he'll be able to start doing a bullpen session. So it would be nice to get Cueto back. Now the big question will be, who's going to fall out of the rotation when Cueto returns? Right now, your rotation is going to be Bumgarner, Stratton, Suarez, Rodriguez, and Holland. And right now, Holland had a clunker of a game yesterday, but the bats bailed him out in that one. Rodriguez, his stuff is just, it's a lot of it's raw. And it certainly does not, and it certainly helps to have a all-star catcher as your daddy. I certainly think Pudge has been working with him, and to be converted from an outfielder to a pitcher is just not easy. Question is, where is his ceiling going to be? Is he going to be a future ace somewhere down the road? Suarez, the last couple starts, Andy Suarez seems like he's figured it out. Seems like he's starting to get it together. So, and then Chris Stratton, last couple starts, he's starting to turn a corner. So there's going to be some tough decisions to make. And right now, I'd be leaning towards Holland being the weak link once Cueto returns, and hopefully he'll be back before July. And also the roster move that was made, and this didn't come to a shock to me. Pierce Johnson was optioned back to Sacramento. I'm not sure who got DFA'd off the roster, if anybody, or they maybe moved Stephen O'Kurt to the 60-day disabled list to make room for Madison Bumgarner. And it was nice to see Pierce Johnson get a decent outing last night. But certainly, I think there is some work for it. He struggled for the most part in the month of May, and certainly there's some things he can work on. But I think the one who's on a short leash is Corey Guerin. He has been a gas can. Guerin needs to step it up a skosh, or he'll be the next fatality on the roster. But yeah, I'm certain. But certainly will be a lot of opportunity for. But I certainly think Pierce Johnson, he'll be back at sometime in point. But his position's kind of redundant too now with Ty Block in the bullpen. This is a really good situation for him, and hopefully he can correct some of the mechanics that have been ailing him down in Sacramento. I certainly think he'll be up probably by September. And then McCutcheon, he's starting to turn around. Now he's at 250. He goes 2 for 5 tonight. So McCutcheon's starting to have a good month of June, and 250. That's a little better than where he was. And then we had a nice discussion on the Giants Outsiders last night about the future of Buster Posey now with Joey Bart being drafted. I certainly think Posey's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But I do think with Posey getting on the wrong side of 30, you're going to see him maybe be in the squat of a few less games a year as Bart starts progressing his way up the minor leagues. And I think it'll be good for him health wise if we can start reducing his playing time in the squat. A lot of catchers don't catch beyond that, go that deep into their 30s. So I certainly think Posey's going to probably be maybe scaled back to a part-time role in the next 2 to 5 years. And that's just life of a catcher. You might see him play more first base, or well, maybe not if Brandon Belt, but if he can stay healthy, that is. Certainly, I think tomorrow we will see Buster Posey at first base, with it being a matinee game, and then you'll see Nick Hundley in the squat. But now that makes maybe Aramis Garcia a trade chip at some point. I think Aramis Garcia, he's certainly hit a brick wall in Richmond this year. So we'll see how much longer Posey's around. And then after tomorrow's game, they go on the road to DC for 3. Not an easy task there. I don't know if there'll be a show Friday, but certainly Saturday we'll have a show, and that will be a Saturday afternoon game. So it'll be a noon vodcast that day against the Nats, as they will play the Nats for 3, and then a Sunday afternoon game. Then they go to Miami after that, then LA, and then they come back home. Then the schedule eases up after the Dodgers. But let's take a look at tonight's attendance. Tonight's attendance was 36,925. Definitely not a sellout, and I did see a lot more empty chairs than that tonight. So, and it's a Tuesday night, but tomorrow should be a nice matinee game. Hopefully, we can get a win. Let's go to the MLB Roundup for tonight. In Minnesota, the Twins beat the White Sox 2-1. Your winning pitcher, Tyler Duffy. Your losing pitcher, Nate Jones. And Jones gives up 4 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning pitched for Chicago. Fernando Rodney picks up his 13th save of the year. And in Pittsburgh tonight, the LA Dodgers beat the Pirates 5-0. Taking the win is Ross Stripling. Taking the loss is Joe Musgrove. Musgrove allows 4 runs, 3 earned, and 5 innings pitched. Ross Stripling, 5 scoreless innings, 7 strikeouts for the Dodgers. And in DC tonight, the Nationals beat the Rays 4-2. Your winning pitcher, Max Scherzer, another quality outing, 8 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Nate Eovaldi takes the loss, 5 runs, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. And Sean Doolittle gets his 15th save of the year. The Yankees beat the Blue Jays 7-2. Your winning pitcher, CC Sabathia, taking the loss, Sang Hwang Oh. Aaron Lupin, 2 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning pitched. And Andujar goes 2 for 3 with a grand salami in his 7th home run. It was a grand salami. That helps the Dodgers. That helps the Yankees win that game tonight. And in Cleveland tonight, the Indians beat the Brewers 3-2. Your winning pitcher, Corey Kluber. Your losing pitcher, Junior Guerra. Jason Kipnis goes 2 for 3. Jose Ramirez with his 19th home run of the year. And in Queens tonight, the Orioles beat the Mets 2-1. Your winning pitcher, Alex Cobb. Taking the loss, Jason Vargas. Jay Bruce goes 2 for 3 for the Mets. And Cobb, only 1 earned and 6 innings pitched, drops his ERA to 6.19. Vargas, one of his better outings, just did not get the run support. And now the Mets have lost 5 in a row and are really in danger of falling out of the playoff race at this point. And in Cincinnati tonight, the Rockies beat the Reds 9-6. Taking the win, Kyler Freeland. Your losing pitcher, Anthony Desclafini. Charlie Blackmon goes 3 for 5. Arlen Cargo goes 3 for 5. Trevor Story 2 for 4. And for Cincinnati, Tucker Barnhart goes 3 for 5. Joey Votto 3 for 5. Chris Iannetta hits his 5th home run of the year. Cargo his 6th home run of the year. Austin Bryce, fresh off the DL, 2 earned in 1 inning pitched. Wandy Peralta, 3 earned in 1 inning pitched. Brian Shaw, 3 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. And his ERA inflates to 7.36. And in Boston tonight, the Red Sox blank the Tigers 6-0. Your winning pitcher, Stephen Wright, 7 scoreless innings. Taking the loss, Artie Lewicki. And JD Martinez hits his 20th home run of the year. And Wright is 2-0, so there's definitely a youth movement going on in a very crowded rotation in Boston right now. And it's a competitive race between the Red Sox and the Yankees going into the month of June. And game 2 in Minnesota, the White Sox beat the Twins 6-3. Your winning pitcher, Lucas Giolito. Your losing pitcher, Zach Littell. Eduardo Escobar goes 3 for 4 for Minnesota. And Littell, 6 earned runs and 3 innings pitched in a spot start situation. Not necessarily a good impression for a spot start. And in Arlington tonight, the A's lose to the Rangers 7-4. Your winning pitcher, Chris Martin. Your losing pitcher, Lou Trevino, 3 earned runs in one third of an inning pitched. Chris Davis goes 2 for 3. Matt Olson, 3 for 5. Davis hits his 14th home run of the year. Adrian Beltre with the go-ahead home run, his second of the year. Former Giant Matt Moore, 3 earned runs and 6 innings pitched for the Rangers. Alex Claudio, an earned run in one third of inning pitched. Sean Manaea, not a great night. 4 walks, 5 in one third innings pitched. Yosmero Petit, 2 earned runs and 1 inning pitched. So the bullpen was definitely not sharp for the A's tonight. And they fall to 31-30. And what's worse is they just are not getting wins against the AL West. And in Chicago tonight, the Phillies beat the Cubbies 6-1. Your winning pitcher, Zach Eflin. Taking the loss, Kyle Hendricks, 5 earned runs and 5 innings pitched. And in Houston tonight, the Mariners smashed the Astros 7-1. Your winning pitcher, James Paxton, Dallas Keuchel, taking a rough loss and falls to 3-8 on the year. 7 earned runs and 6 2/3 innings pitched for Keuchel. Marwin Gonzalez goes 3 for 4 for Seattle. And Keuchel's ERA inflates to 4.13. And this has to be an area of concern for the Astros. Are the struggles of Keuchel this year. I don't know if it's time to move him to the bullpen or anything like that yet, but it's got to be concerning seeing Keuchel struggle as bad as he is this year. And now Houston falls 2 games behind Seattle in the AL West. So Seattle definitely in a prime position to buy at the deadline this year. And the Mariners are out to send a message in this series. And in St. Louis tonight, the Marlins beat the Cardinals 7-4. Your winning pitcher, Jose Urena, who finally picks up his first win of the season, gives up 4 earned and 5 innings pitched, taking the loss for Miami. Preston Guillemette. Kyle Barraclough gets the second save as it looks like Brad Ziegler is no longer being the closer for the Marlins. Derek Dietrich goes 2 for 3 for Miami. Brian Anderson, 3 for 5. Matt Carpenter, 3 for 5 for St. Louis. Marcell Ozuna, 3 for 4 against his former team. And Carlos Martinez, not sharp tonight, only goes 4 innings, gives up 5 walks. Guillemette gives up 3 earned runs and 1 inning pitched. Austin Gomber, 2 earned runs and 1 inning pitch for St. Louis. Not a good loss tonight. Now they fall 3.5 games by Milwaukee at 32-26. And in OC tonight, the Angels edged the Royals 1-0. Winning pitcher Andrew Heaney, a complete game shutout for him. Taking the loss, Brad Keller, who gives up 1 earned run I think he left the game with an injury. Justin Upton goes 3 for 3 for the Halos tonight. And the Atlanta Falcons beat the San Diego Superchargers. San Diego Chargers. Yep, the Friars take one on the chin tonight. Sean Newcomb, 6 innings, 6 scoreless innings. Jordan Lyle pounded for 8 earned runs and 4 1/3 innings pitched for the Friars tonight. Freddie Freeman goes 4 for 4 for the Braves tonight. Dansby Swanson 3 for 4. Freeman hits his 10th home run of the year. Swanson his 6th home run of the year. Brian Mitchell 5 earned runs and 2 2/3 innings pitched. Luke Jackson gets a save despite, in some weird way, gets a save pitching 3 innings again, despite it being a 14-1 game. And this game got so out of hand that Corey Spangenberg comes in from third base to pitch the 9th inning for the Friars. So yeah, it was bad enough that a position player pitched for the Friars tonight. Now the Friars fall to 28-35 on the year. And tonight down on the farm, the Grizzlies beat the Sky Sox 1-0 tonight. Taking the win is Brendan McCurry. Taking the losses, Jorge Lopez for the Sky Sox. And in Sacramento tonight, the River Cats beat the OKC Dodgers. So it's nice to see the OKC Dodgers lose tonight. The winning pitcher was Tyler Rogers. Taking the losses, Chad Giordo. Daniel Camarena gets the start. Really good. 5 2/3 scoreless innings. The 3 walks, But Osich, 3 unearned runs. Gives up 3 unearned runs and 1 inning pitched. And Osich, I think, is heading for a DFA at some point. Looks like Kurt's off the disabled list. Derek Law gives up an earned run. So a lot of these pitchers being called up by the Giants have just not been great this year. Camarena, if he can keep up the good work, maybe he can get a crack at the Giants rotation sometime next year. Steven Duggar goes 1 for 5. Kelby Tomlinson 1 for 5 in his return to Sacramento. Ryder Jones 1 for 2 with 3 walks. Yeah, Ryder Jones definitely having a good year in Sacramento. Could be a trade chip if the Giants do opt to acquire some starting pitching. And Sacramento now at 29-30 on the year. Really good year for normally. And the the River Cats, the Giants AAA team normally doesn't do this well. So I got to tip my hat to them on that. And then now it's time to get to tomorrow's game. See you guys. See you guys Friday or Saturday night. Hopefully the Giants can win tomorrow and make it a happy flight to Miami. Thanks for tuning in. It's time for me to. It's time to switch it over to Giants Outsiders. Time to hand it over to Grant and Therese for Giants Outsiders. Hopefully, I'll see you guys out in the chat. Good night, everybody. Wax on, wax off.